What's going on for mom and dad? Ooh. So for some of you, your masculine could be feeling a little emotionally imbalanced right now, okay? And it may also be because they are starting to honor their gut or their intuition, or listen to their first mind here about what to do to align themselves, or a lot of them may not even know that, you know, they've given up their control and authority in order to lean into their intuition. So a lot of them could be emotionally imbalanced right now, okay? And for some of you here too, there could be a masculine in particular that is a little emotionally imbalanced because he may be having to let go of his paternal worries, his paternal fears, or paternal failures as well, okay? If this has something to do with someone that is more so worried about what people may think of him, either because of who his divine feminine is, or because of you know, what's taking place in his life that he's not able to really, you know, orchestrate or control from his own perspective here. And this is so innocent and clean cut because it's like he's not intentionally doing anything. This is just what's regularly happening as a form of surrender. So we have a surrender going on the divine masculine's end. And for divine feminine, ooh, divine feminine is up here now. For divine feminine, for your masculinity, it could have been about activating your ability to be of power, to be of authority, and to take control of yourself as well, okay? That would be, you know, transmuting burdens, trauma, lessons, and allowing for yourself to be the vector and to rise, okay? So that's kind of what you guys are influencing within one another, okay? Divine feminine is up here hot and heavy, okay, baby mama? Okay, honey. All right? And we've got divine masculine behind that as well, which is really good. And we've got the Galactic Federation looking in on this. So there is a divine masculine that is shedding off an old life, or that is confessing. He could be confessing to the divine, and divine feminine could be receiving those crown chakra keys and clues, okay? So there's give and take, equal reciprocity going on here, okay? In the ethereal realm and in the physical realm, all right? Galactic Federation is overseeing and looking at whatever these potential delays that were alluded to, okay? Because I'm getting like illusion where both divine masculine and divine feminine have been under some form of limitation due to fear and hesitation, okay? Limitation about your life, your love, your career, everything, all right? So, oh, take my face off, please. All right, we are tapped into this. So this is a state of remembrance that's going on, of ancestral remembrance, and the stage of evolution here that is rising right now. Ooh, okay. All right. Me giving a cryptic pregnancy reading on an empty stomach with a demanding baby. We're gonna get through this, okay? I love to do readings on an empty stomach sometimes because it helps me focus better, okay? And it's a form of fasting, okay? I try not to fast for too long because I am pregnant, but just naturally I fast for clarity. I fast as a form of discipline, and I fast as a form of recharging, okay? So there's a divine masculine that's surrendering. He does not want to shapeshift. He does not want to hold on to things that are of a hindrance, and he does not want to leave divine feminine confused. So the confession of divine feminine initiating divine masculine into surrendering forms another confession of divine feminine receiving hidden knowledge and key activations from divine masculine the more he surrenders and leans into his divine purpose and intuition. And that clears up to say the arrival of your baby is not delayed because of what the masculine is doing. Okay? Is doing or not doing. Okay? Let's get that clear. Child support, baby. Pay up now. Come on now. Co-parenting. Get it together. All right? Ooh, the devil's in reverse. This is better than what the fuck I expect to hear. The devil is in reverse here. Okay? The devil is in reverse. This is like I was saying, shadow work. Okay? So when you're shedding off a shadow, you go into a period of recovery, or you go into a period of processing. Okay? Grief and processing are two totally different things here. All right? So with this devil card in the reverse and this king of cup in the reverse, honey, because baby, this is my male vampire lordess card, honey. And this is my deity card in reverse. There is some type of exorcism of some form of lower entity leaving the divine masculine's energy. This could have been societal pressures. This could have been his own self-pleasures. This could have been his own there is wow, I'm sorry, but this is different. I didn't expect this. Okay, but there is something of the lower realms that divine masculine was secretly purging, that has been let go of. It's been surrendered. His past life, his past behaviors, or past thought systems, limitations, hesitations, fears. That's what was purged in the valley of shadow of death, baby, okay? So this is the divine guidance here, all right? Now, oh my God, this devil card being reversed is making me so happy. I cannot keep this in. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sending you guys a lot of prosperous energy, good energy, uplifting energy. I hope this message really does suit you well, because honey, the energy that I genuinely feel in this reading is so uplifting here. Okay. So not only do we have the male vampire lordess in reverse, we have the female vampire lordess coming in the upright, which is the influence of divine feminine initiating the matriarchal rise. Okay, divine feminine is absorbing whatever dad is putting out, honey, and that is what baby is absorbing through divine feminine's nervous system and intuition. Isn't that, and that's why it's taking so long, honey. So it's okay, mamas, we are okay. All right, so we're gonna bring the female vampire lordess out, and we've got the anointed woman. Look at that. I ain't said nothing but a word, no lies told here, honey. All right, so yeah, okay. Confirmation that it has been the divine feminine and constantly staying within her disciplined power that nudges and pushes divine masculine to keep going. Now, it's not that divine feminine is putting in all the work here, okay? Ooh, these cards are really good. Okay, but divine feminine is not putting in all the work while divine masculine just sits dormant in death tone. That's not the truth at all. It just seems like that because divine feminine wants control of everything, and she wants her intuition to be in the knowing, because divine feminine is connected to her wisdom and she's in her mother-like energy. What mom doesn't want what's best? Okay, but divine masculine is not looking for his mama in another woman. It's just that divine feminine's nurturing, intuitive, empathic nature is what is making divine masculine naturally surrender. Okay? Yeah, my nose, baby. My nose, my nose, my nose. We got the galactic ancestors up here. Ooh, baby. All right. The galactic ancestors are helping divine feminine with the communication. It's like helping divine feminine translate what divine masculine is communicating on a heightened spiritual level here. So that's kind of what the communication part is here, okay? Ooh, this is a strong channeling. I'm trying to hang in there, y'all, but now it's like, okay. Okay. I'm trying to get through. I'm trying. Didn't I say something at first? I said something in a couple readings ago about somebody being under a spell, or men being under these spells of the matrix, okay? Where their main focus is to adhere to societal standards, okay? And family expectations, okay? So divine masculine was operating under this old curse that did not allow for him to unify in romance or career advancement. Truth be told, when a man boasts more on his career, that is because he is lacking balance in all other areas of his life, including his career, okay? So for some of you divine feminines, you could have been experiencing your masculine being egoic, being materialistic, or even just being sadistic as a form of crashing out, so that he didn't have to acknowledge the sacred side of his masculinity, okay? Again, these are all limitations, okay? Limitations to break out of. All right. So there's that. We've got a jinx up here. We've got an old curse. These are the things that are coming out. Like literally hold a person upside down and just shake them and watch all the change and fuzzies and you know, weird artifacts fall out of their pockets and all that other stuff. That's literally what this is here for the divine masculine. He's being stripped of his old life, of his old behaviors, of his old systems. So anything that he tries to do or has tried to do or is trying to do is not working anymore because he's being upgraded, okay? And this is really good here. This is really, really good. Anything else about this? This jinx here was supposed to, yes, heaven's triumph. Thank you, Spirit. This jinx energy here was supposed to make divine masculine feel like he was stuck in the ways of his old stumping grounds. But there's heaven's triumph here. Ooh, I love this. Look at this. The devil is in reverse. Heaven's triumph is up here, okay? Confession and let go. That's what this row is. I'm telling you, transformation. Transformation, honey, transformation. Divine feminine, you are in your Queen of Cups energy. You are the serpent bearer, okay? Take it wherever it resonates, but you are not the wounded healer, and you're also not healing the wounded. You are just being the reflection of where people need to heal their wounds, and that is what divine masculine has become comprehensive to, thus the expansion of you guys' communication bettering into a more stable love language, okay? Heaven's triumph. And there's the Galactic Federation again. There we go. Without divine feminine's prayers, without divine feminine softness, without divine feminine staying disciplined in her divine guidance and everything, baby, this whole thing will be a buzz. I'm just saying. This whole motherfucking thing will be a buzz. Don't play. Do not play. Because at any point in time, there's always the free will and the fate. I say that, but we up here pregnant, so I'm just saying, okay? You know, First Amendment right. Okay, freedom of expression. But divine feminine is a high level occultist here, okay? A time traveler here, okay? And time is revealing all hidden truths right now. So time could be right now. The future could be right now. Present time could be the future. Trade them wherever they go, okay? But time is revealing all hidden truths about this masculine, about this journey, about this awakening, and about this initiation. So once you see all sides of a person, good, bad, dark, and light, that allows for you to understand who they are, and it allows for you to appreciate the journey better, okay? I'm really loving this. I'm really loving this. Divine masculine and divine feminine are mirroring each other. Divine feminine is the activation of this mirror here, because divine feminine is the catalyst. And that is why we have a male vampire lordress surrendering the illusion of the old curse. There's a witch experiencing a slow death for trying to cast magic on the divine lovers here. I know a couple readings ago I was talking about the first wave of awakening, or the first wave of your evolution here, okay? And the Antichrist that will cast over your spiritual initiation so that you would never be able to truly connect, because they want to bind your powers, and they want for you to not be able to experience the formation of a new civilization through your experience here, okay? So there's a witch experiencing a slow death here. There's a witch that's internalizing everything that she sent out over the divine couple and over the couple's baby. So there's some black magic that's coming off of divine feminine, and any worries that she's had about her fertility, her womb, her mental health, as well as with the masculine, with his fertility, with his mental health, and possibly even with his self-esteem, okay? Because we all know that a man that has confidence issues, but we're not going to put that on this reading, because honestly, divine feminine, if your divine masculine had confidence issues, he wouldn't continue to come back. These separations are divinely orchestrated. They're not orchestrated through the masculine being egoic and telling divine feminine that he's breaking up with her, or divine feminine being like, oh, you're not good enough for me, I'm moving on to a new man. These separations are divinely orchestrated so that the ascension can continue, okay? You're not going to be able to put the work in by yourself and then come together later. You're putting the work in with each other's support through the triggering interaction of this mirror, okay? Whoever this witch is, she this witch is very jealous, okay? When I say witch, this could be anybody. This could be somebody that's like, you know, they're trying to pretend to be mystical, or they're trying to pretend that they're in some type of divine feminine position because they see what divine feminine is doing, or you know, they want to be a secret fan but a public bully because you know, they're jealous of the responsibility that divine feminine has, and you know, all this and that, right? So this divine feminine is mirroring the insecurities of whoever this distorted feminine energy is, that has no other choice but to kind of, you know, put herself in a position where she is having to internalize all the self-inflicted harm that she's done against herself, okay? We got Anubis up here, baby, okay? New beginnings here, okay? New beginnings. All weapons that form end up bowing at the dictator's stoop, okay? There's something significant here about a warlock. Ooh, look at that death onto enemies, child. There's something significant about a warlock from a past life, or a warlock. This person could be passed over, or this could be the energy that this witch was carrying. This witch could have been cloaked. Ooh, what we putting together here? Ooh, this is what's wrapping up. Okay, I'm gonna get through this. Okay, let me just get through this. Okay. All right, Spirit, because y'all is just laying it on me right now. This is what's going on with this witch. This all makes sense now, okay? Matter of fact, while I'm in the middle of this, because I'm going to say, I wish you guys could see how this spread looks, but let me just show y'all how this spread look, okay? Okay, so here's the witch and the slow death. This is the old curse, and this is previous divine masculine shading off what he used to hold as a comfort mechanism, right? Okay, and this is the witch here, okay, and this is heaven's triumph. This is what the divine masculine was not supposed to get to here, but we've got Anubis up here, right? So tell me why this witch had been cloaking in the aura of this warlock here. If divine masculine has been in the process of detoxing, okay, detoxing those old limitations of that old curse, this witch has been living in the aura of a distorted masculine. Because there's something about this witch feeling like she has the heightened intuition equivalents of the real divine feminine, although the only thing she holds on to are the wounds that were saturated from her experience of this distorted masculine energy. And this could also be something that divine masculine is letting go of, his past ways, past relationships, past karmic cycles, past toxicity, past things that would have sown a seed for him to be who he is now, which is what you, divine feminine, has triggered into his surrender. He's surrendering his past ways. He's surrendering. And this is what the witch refused to let go of here. Somebody really could be on bed rest, for real, for real. Feeling, hiding, you know, kind of hiding through this false confidence. Okay, hiding this false confidence, you know, kind of maybe crying, trying to hold her life together, or, you know, presenting herself in a way where she looks put together, but behind closed doors, she's going through it. Okay, this could even be the witch that could have casted this old curse on this masculine due to the fact that she's upset that they didn't get a chance to fall in love, or due to the fact that she wanted to be able to be the divine feminine. But while we over here talking about divine feminine not planning no magic. Okay. So this witch is exposed for living in the aura of this distorted masculine energy that does not identify as divine feminine's divine masculine. Because in order to reach divinity, you have to first let go of karma. Balance your scales, okay? When I say let go of karma, I don't mean like, oh, karma don't exist no more. For lack of better terms, I mean let go of your karma as in, if you awaken to the fact that you have a lot of outdated ways, that's considered karmic, because it's considered things that do not allow for you to grow. It's considered things that do not help you accomplish who you are, what you want to be, and what you're striving towards. So that's what's considered karmic. Karmic is considered a person that does not want to reflect. They don't want to be mirrored back who they are, because they run from their shadow and they refuse to be self-aware and self-accountable. That's what a karmic is. So when you acknowledge all of those things about yourself, yeah, it's really ugly. That's the valley of shadows. When you acknowledge those things, you rise from the karmic stance to the divinity stance. This witch right here had not done none of that, let alone to be cloaking in the aura of a distorted man that you're holding resentment for. And you can't fix a person that's holding resentment. So that's what this man had been experiencing, okay? Someone holding resentment against him and trying to hold him to his old ways. Thus, him living his life in lack and limitation, because at first he was not aware of what he could do to take charge of his life, his intuition, and his alignment with source. Which is why divine feminine exists, okay? This is some crazy shit right here. What is going on? Literally the full trick. I'm telling you. I'm fucking telling you. Divine Masculine has been on a fool's journey. Okay? A journey of healing, self-exploration, and awakening. Now, time and time again, we talk about how Divine Feminine is doing all of that. But truth be told, Divine Feminine, you don't need to rediscover yourself. You may need to ground yourself better. You may need to spend more time looking after yourself than looking after others. And that's what comes with mothership. Balancing life, femininity, and motherhood. You may need to balance things. You may become chaotic at times, but you are not rediscovering yourself from old limitation. You are remembering. Okay? That's where Divine Feminine is at. Remembering. A karmic female holds resentment. She holds trauma. Trauma holds obstacles. Trauma creates burdens. Trauma creates a cycle of grief, with no transformation, with no evolution, with no ascension. Okay? So, Divine Feminine, in a state of remembrance, is reminding the masculine of who he is. Divine Masculine is being reminded of who he is, who he was, and what took place before the trauma, before the toxicity, before the self-destructive patterns, behaviors, lessons, and all that. One karmic learns as a lesson, but should not be the dead weight that is holding you back. Okay? So this is a huge thing here, okay? Trick no good, honey. Trick no good. So this witch tried to trick Divine Masculine into being with her because she wanted to be Divine Feminine, and she's not. So this witch had tried to attack Divine Feminine so that Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine would never be a thing here. But there's a baby. There's a new life here. There's an eternal love cycle here, okay? That already is existent in the heavenly realm. And that's why we have heaven's triumph and the devil in the reverse. Whoever this person is to this masculine, rather it is an ex or rather it is just a practitioner that's trying to, throw black magic on someone's destiny, or it could be both, or it could be an ex turned into a dark witch, or she thinks she's a dark witch because she is bitter and, is holding a grudge or whatever. Like, this is the energy that she relies in, that this masculine has made leverage to break through. Okay? This distorted feminine energy wanted for Divine Feminine to experience all the things that she had experienced previously with this masculine. Confirmation. Oh my God. So that's kind of what the hyper focus was on. So Divine Feminine, if you did feel mentally out of it or just imbalanced or anything, it wasn't because you're more focused on what Divine Masculine is doing, or because your pregnancy is delayed because everybody's hoping that Divine Masculine doesn't wake up and doesn't arrive and doesn't accept you. That's not what that is either. You were feeling those ways because those were the wishes against the higher alignment and emergence of higher love. That's what you are feeling here, okay? Not to be confused with, infertility problems, mental health issues, or a sign of unhealthy intuition responding traumatically, okay? Divine Feminine, mom, baby mama, you were literally absorbing the negativity that was being casted against you in your divine union. And that is exactly why baby is protected. That is exactly why this entire process has been lengthy. For you to be able to differentiate your emotions from your intuition. And I said that at the beginning. I love how my spirit guides are always giving me a point to lead on. Okay? I love this for us, okay? Thank you, Spirit. Gratitude, Spirit, okay? Whew. Lone wolf energy, divine feminine. That's what's been taking so long. There's something about productivity as well. All this cryptic talk and productivity, okay? The productivity of your relationship, the productivity of your life, the productivity of your advancement, or whatever. It's a mirror reflection of what divine masculine is leaning into at the center of his awakening. It's not an awakening, though. It's a remembrance, okay? So we're going to transition from the word awakening to remembrance. And that's the movement that we're going to put here on this channel now. From awakening to remembrance, okay? We ain't awakening no more. I already said this, the first wave or whatever. We're not awakening no more. We're remembering. Because when you remember, you step with courage. When you remember, you're aligned. When you remember, you take inspired action that creates miracles. So the distorted feminine energy wanted to trick divine feminine and divine masculine out of their journey. And that's not fated. That's not a thing. And that's like really fucked up. But you snooze, you lose. Trick no good. Oh, well. We got Virgin. Ooh, we've got Virgin Mary up here now. Whoa. Oh, that's what happened when the witch tried to cast over this divine journey. Virgin Mary was summoned. Virgin Mary was summoned to lift divine feminine up, so that divine feminine would not be mistaken. As a form of protection for divine feminine, Virgin Mary was summoned, okay? For divine feminine to stand in her light and be in her truth, and that will dissolve all discrepancies across the board when it comes to tug of war of femininity or whatever. But there never was a tug of war, but whatever. Okay? And through this is where divine masculine is coming into this state of remembrance of how it all happened in the first place. Notice I keep talking about the reset of like how it all happened. I've said this a couple times now in these videos. How it all happened, where it all happened, from the beginning, from the top. Like what? But it's literally because as the surrender of divine masculine takes place, there is a cleansing. There is balance being restored. There is so much divine alignment happening where, like, you know, it seems quiet. It seems like ain't nothing going on. And then boom. There's literally like a divine orchestration going on that just moves you like you are chess pieces on a chessboard. All right? Divine masculine feels that divine movement. He can't do much about it. This witch or this ex or whoever has no control. So that's kind of what's going on here. This witch could be connected to a lot of things, because I remember earlier I said someone could have kids or older kids or like cryptic pregnancies back to back or whatever goes on there. This witch could be connected to a lot of distortion or even just a lot of feminine scrutiny that would hinder a masculine into trying to stay asleep. Okay, but honey, whew, we've got show me the chariot, Spirit. Thank you. We've got the arriving angels, baby. A new direction.